do all the talking. Go ahead.
He always wants me to do all the talking, and then he finally sits his rear end in this chair. Got the Storm jersey on today. He's all happy, all giddy, because he's get to promote Storm today. So it's pretty cool. And New York Yankees hat. Hey, listen, Pit Nation, guess we got Josh back after a couple weeks of some family issues. So, Josh, again, we were really sorry about the loss of your grandfather. It really sucked. We were thinking about you, bud.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody.
What we have here is we have the tickets for the ball drawing for the, what do we have? Almost 17,000 views total.
Over 17.
We had how many shares, likes and shares?
About 209, I think.
209 likes and shares. Some people shared it more than once. Thank you. Some people shared it more than 5 times, or I heard a couple people shared it a dozen times. So thank you for those of you that did that. It helps us out, and we're trying to do a cool thing here. Announcement. I want to do this announcement early in the video so that the vast majority of the people see this. I got on the phone with E.J. Tackett. E.J. Tackett owns a bowling center in Bluffton, Indiana. And I was talking with him about, hey, listen, what do you think about maybe doing a match against me? And we'll do it live like we do these videos. People don't have anything to watch bowling-wise, so we thought we would broadcast a live match between EJ and I. And then the more we got talking about it, the more we thought, hey, let's do it a weekly match. So we have a handful of different formats that we want to use for our match. The first one we will be doing on Monday, April 20th, so that's next Monday at noon Eastern time. We'll have to get some information. Tim, you can talk. Where are people going to be able to log on to that? How are they going to be able to do that?
We're still kind of figuring out a few of the details with some new programs we're going to be using for the stream, but we should be able to get it right here on Facebook Live, like you guys would watch this video here. Both EJ and our places will be sharing that.
So it'll be on the 10 in the Pit page?
I think it's either. I'm not sure right now, but we'll definitely have an update for that before Monday if there's any changes. As of right now, I plan on it should be on our 10 in the Pit page.
Okay, so the format for that first match will be the traditional best-of-7 game format. And we both have agreed that neither of us have bowled that much. So we're just going to put out a house shot, and we're going to try to put on a show and get a lot of strikes. Some of the other formats that we talked about are the Bowl U Clear the Deck format. We thought we would do one like that. Many of you remember we did the match against the team from Texas last year. So using that format of Clear the Deck. We also talked about maybe putting out the obstacle course, like some of you in the Bowl U workshop did last summer. Maybe we would do something like that. So if you have any suggestions as to other formats, on Mondays at noon will be the Brad and EJ match. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be fun and hopefully give people something to watch while we're all shut down and
There's got
wait
to
for
be
things to
something
go.
on the line, though. There's got to be some type of something on the line here. It can't just be.
Okay,
shits and giggles.
what are we gonna do then? Well, how about you guys give us an idea as to what we could put on the line? Do you have any ideas?
It just popped in my head. I don't know yet. Give me an hour.
Oh, great. Give Josh an hour. What about you?
I don't know. You guys are with different companies, so you can't put any balls on the line.
Yeah, I mean, EJ obviously with Motive. I'm obviously with Storm. We discussed that we would, in our respective
Something's
centers.
got to be on the line. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be money.
Put a
Something.
six
goofy.
pack on the line next time you guys are on tour.
Something goofy has to be on the line. Like, you know how somebody will shave their head if they lose a bet. I'm not saying.
Oh my gosh, I can't shave my head.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying something like that.
Well, EJ could win that, or I could win that and not have any, because EJ doesn't have much hair anyways. So that's not good.
I didn't. I just said something like that.
Maybe the next pro tournament that we both bowl, we have to wear each other's pants. Can you see me fitting in
Oh
EJ's
my
pants
God,
and bowling that?
you ain't fitting in his pants.
Guys are suggesting hot sauce challenge, cold water pours, pink slips.
Pink slips. They can't throw each other's stuff.
Hey, you know what maybe we could do is maybe we somehow raise money for some sort of charity. Maybe ends up being some sort of charity match that we're doing.
Yeah.
And we take donations from everybody that's bowling, and we give it to
Whoever wins, they get a respective charity for them, and then you can pick whoever wins. It gets to pick where it goes or something.
something like that. All right, well, we'll talk about that. We'll try to have that for our message. Why? What are they saying?
Bull next event in a onesie.
I think I would look good in one of those wrestling uniforms.
A unitard, I think they're.
It would be Mike Crackham saying that too.
Yeah, it figures. That figures.
Fucking Crackham.
All right, so if you guys think that's a good idea, give us a thumbs up. And I mean, that'll be kind of neat to, I think, do. But it's something that we thought of, and I think it would be fun. Give people something to tune in on while we're all still shut down. My thought is Indiana, the shutdown will probably be lifted in Indiana, probably earlier than here in New York. So I figure we'll still be shut down for at least the next few weeks, and this will be something that we can promote. So please share that idea if and when you log on and you see it. Free ball. Somebody for the free ball. You want me to do it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I wrote them up. I can't pick them.
There's quite a few in here.
Ryan's in there. He came to see if he won.
This one. The winner is,
How's my handwriting? Let me see.
I can't read that. Terry somebody.
Terry Ziccardi.
Zaccardi?
Terry
Is that what you just said?
Zaccardi. So that's what it is. Terry Zaccardi.
I'll get a hold of you if you're watching. Get a hold of me, but I'll fan through the shares and I'll private message you, and we'll get you all set up there. Okay?
What's the pick right
Congratulations.
there? Yeah, and thank you. Thanks for supporting what we're doing. I think it's kind of cool. All right, so let's throw some answers to some of your questions out there. Is Rick on?
I haven't seen it.
I usually tag him so he knows when to come on. I'll tag him right now.
All right. I talked a lot with Rick over the past few days, and we were talking with him yesterday. We asked him about how, if these videos are helping with the sales of some of the tools for him. He says he has a handful of people that used that coupon code. That is, what's the coupon code?
Brad and Josh show.
Brad
Josh.
and
he
Josh
gets the idea
show.
when he sees it.
Yeah, he'll give you the discount. He'll give you the discount. So just put in Brad and Josh show or whatever. But he said he has a handful of people that have used it. So thank you for supporting Rick and Bowl U. I think some other people have ordered because of the show, but they just didn't use the coupon code. So thank you as well. What else, Josh? I don't know.
Well, obviously, they haven't gotten their tools yet, so we can't ask them how they're doing with them.
Once you get your tools, if you have went on to Rick's page at all, you've seen he posted a picture yesterday. He had just ground down all of the tools, and he had his mask on. He was outside, and he's covered in little rubber shavings from doing all the grinding, and he had, like, I don't know, I think maybe 20 or something orbs sitting behind him. And
Let me tell you, because he used to grind them things down in my pro shop on my spinner. They make a mess.
it's a mess.
It's a mess.
Oh, Rick's on.
He is on?
Rick,
Yep.
damn it, it's a mess.
So we don't know if you were on early enough to be able to hear that or not, but we're trying to promote the Bowl U tools. If you have the ability to post that picture in the comments from you yesterday and some of the orbs and the I think there was a pin there that I saw. But anyway, if you have the ability to post it, just post it so some of the people can see that that you're working even while we're shut down. I do know that Rick said that there was some shipping challenges and some weather challenges, the rubber curing properly, some challenges like that. So anyways, yeah, it's a mess. He's ground them down in the pro shop, and it was like it clogged everything in the pro shop. We had to wipe off all the grip station everywhere, the countertops, there was dust everywhere, little rubber shavings everywhere.
All inside, vacuum it all out. Yeah. No, thank you. I'm glad I don't make them. How about that?
Well, they're pretty worthwhile. I have a couple of students that I've been working with.
They do work well.
Online.
I'm just glad I don't. I'm not making them. You know.
I have a couple students that I work with online, and then they're working with the Orb, and then they send me a video, and then I critique with them via the internet. And I have one particular student. He's doing a fantastic job, unbelievable job. So much so that he's disappointed that he hasn't gotten it perfect yet. And then last night I showed him a video of what he looked like just 2 weeks ago, and now what he looks like just yesterday's video. It's dramatic improvement. And there's no way in the world that I've ever had somebody improve that much by just being out here on the lanes and throwing shots.
Trying to go up to the man weight orb.
Yeah, we're talking about getting him an 8-pound orb, so the next time I see him, we're going to let him borrow your 8-pound orb and see if he can handle it.
This is mine.
That is yours.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're gonna let him use that and see if he can handle it. All right. Is there any questions? Anybody put any questions up?
Why don't you recap what you said about the EJ Brad thing? Because there's a lot more people watching right now than there was when we first got on.
Okay. The EJ Tackett, Brad Angelo matches, weekly matches, are going to be Mondays at noon. The first one will be this coming Monday at noon, April 20th. And the format for this first one is the normal, traditional from 10, 12 years ago, the PBA format, best of 7 game match. And we will have other formats, other challenges.
The way it should be.
Yeah, the way it should be. We're going to try to use variety. We're going to be doing some neat things. And what we thought we would do is we will use it to raise money for charity. So as to what charity yet, maybe each challenge will attach its own charity, and through donations of those of you watching, I guess we could probably do it through the PayPal that you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can do it through that and then raise all of that money and then allocate it towards a particular charity. Part of me's feeling like some of the people that are shut in at this time. I know the church that I go to, they have charities, so maybe we can allocate some towards that. I don't know if it ends up being $5 or $5,000. It would just be an honor to be able to do something fun for those of you to watch. And EJ has agreed to do it in his center in Bluffton, Indiana. And obviously we'll be doing it here, and we'll each be filming it. And plus it'll be a good thing for Storm as well as Motive, the company that EJ endorses. So we just thought it would be cool. An idea I came up with the other night, I was talking with Tom Clark from the PBA, and we were talking about that there's nothing to watch on bowling. And we see all these videos come on of the old PBA shows. I actually just saw one of one of the World Team Challenges that I bowled back when I was, that was probably, I don't know, probably 30 pounds ago, back when I was in my 20s. Tommy Jones, myself, Dave Gwindon, Randy Weiss, and John Gaines, when we were fortunate enough to win the World Team Challenge in Virginia Beach. I think it was the year 2000, if I'm correct, maybe 1999, but somewhere in there. So I was talking with Tom Clark about that, and he had said, yeah, you know, maybe what about doing something? We don't have anything to watch. And I said, yeah, I was thinking about maybe trying to do some more stuff live. And Tom had said that myself and one other guy that posted a couple videos in their bowling center were the only two live videos that he's seen in weeks of balls going down the lane. So I said, well, maybe I'll give EJ a call and talk with EJ about if it's something that we could do, if he'd be interested in doing some sort of weekly match. And EJ thought it was a good idea. And so for the last couple of days, EJ and Tim, they have been researching the best ways to do it. Who knows? Maybe I'll call around to some of the other guys. Maybe we'll get some of the other guys that have access to a bowling center to go in there. Maybe we'll get Belmo on here, and maybe I'll try a two-handed match against him and versus a one-handed. No, don't do that. I was going to say make him bowl one. I'd probably get my rear end kicked both, whether he bowled one-handed or two-handed.
You hurt yourself.
I probably would.
Getting
But
too old
anyway,
for that stuff.
we just thought it would be cool to do something like that. So that's the EJ Brad matches on Mondays at noon. So hopefully you can join in and help us with those.
Ron said that wasn't you in the World Team Challenge. That was your son, Dylan.
Ron who?
Son Telly.
Oh yeah, it looks just like Dylan, didn't it? I told Dylan, every time Dylan says, or every time somebody says to me that, wow, Dylan, you look just like your dad, he doesn't like it. And then I joke with him, yeah, see, this is what you got to look forward to, pal. About 30 more years, this is what it looks like. So he don't like that at all. He says, I'll never look that way, Dad. I'll never look as unkept as you. Well, I'm not unkept. It's just that I'm a little out of shape. But that's because I'm too busy raising a son and two girls.
Did you go over all the drills and stuff the last couple of weeks?
Well, I don't know that we went over all the drills. I did use the 4 main Bowl U tools. Rick, if there's something that you would like me to...
He's at UPS. He said he'll be back in a little bit.
So he's shipping out, he might be shipping out your tools. So that's a good thing. I showed many of the drills, but I got to tell you, there's like 80 or 90 different drills that you can do with these Bowl U
Here's
tools
what I
outside.
say. Spend the $5 lousy and go look at all the videos on the Bowl U website. That's what I say. He's got a ton of them up there, doesn't
That's
he?
Bowl U International, right? Go to Bowl U.
No, BowlU.com.
BowlU.com. Okay, BowlU.com. And what is it, $5?
Yeah, $5 a month, and you get the whole library of videos.
Okay, there you go. So hopefully we said that right. Any other questions? Is this a quick one today?
I haven't really had a whole lot coming across here for
This is
questions.
only 15 minutes long.
So, if you guys want to start asking questions, start asking. We'll give you guys a few minutes here.
I think the only question I've seen come out so far is if you had any thoughts on the global move to Storm's factory.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't really know much about that move as to what caused the move. I mean, I got to be careful because I literally don't know anything about it. So what I am going to say is not official in any means because I don't know. I think with the shutdown, I think their ability to make balls in Texas was limited, and probably with the less demand that we are causing all bowling ball companies with the shutdown, those of us who are bowlers that need the balls, probably just makes more sense to consolidate things and make them up there. So if you haven't been watching the Morning Bolt, those are some pretty cool videos. They go live every day, Monday, or not Mondays, every day at 9
During the mountain
Mountain
time,
time,
yeah.
9 Mountain time. So it's 11 o'clock Eastern time, which would be great for like on Monday. Okay, you got the Morning Bolt out here in the Eastern time zone goes on at 11, and then that gets done. Each of those are half an hour to an hour long, and then you can chime right in and click over to watch EJ and I. So help us promote that. Anything else?
You're here. You don't have to necessarily make the comment on the video. Ryan Lent just commented, and he's here watching. He suggested donating the money to first responders and nurses and all the for all the COVID crisis. But I was just commenting on the fact that he commented on here, and I was like, "You're right there. Just say it."
Well, I like that idea. Certainly, we can discuss it. Just throw some more options out there as to what you think you might like would be good things. I know we have
I got a question.
we have a special needs league that comes in here during the season, and but I don't want to have the money stay here in our center. I would like to disperse it out to, and that is, Ryan, that's a good thought to be able to do it for that. I have some good friends that are first responders. Many of our customers, many of our league bowlers are in that industry, and I've been seeing posts about how they come home from wherever they're at, and their family goes into the other room, and they stay in their room and wipe everything down, and really, literally, what they're going through for us is pretty special. So thank you for any of you who are watching that are in that industry or have family members and or friends that are in that industry. Thank you for what you're doing for us. Something else?
How badly has the shutdown affected centers in your area? We are hearing stories of a few centers in the U.S., sadly, not being able to reopen and are up for sale.
That's a good question. That's a great question. How in-depth can I or even should I go? I can only speak from our experience that it crushed our last we had a couple of leagues that still had like 6 or 7 weeks to go. Completely crushed all of that revenue. We literally don't have any capacity to do anything, and those of us that have filed for the government assistance for the small business, yes, it's a great program, but we haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah.
My wife, Michelle, she was saying that she was doing some research just yesterday or the other day, and they changed it something from you could get a $10,000 loan, but they altered that somehow. She's handling all of that stuff. When I got up this morning, I came downstairs and she was in front of her computer reading more about the latest updates and the funding as to when it's expected, why the delay, all of that stuff. I can only speak for us though here. It's devastating. And even the bowling centers around here that want to feel like we're all competing against each other, man, it's all time that we start working together, and it's just crazy. I don't want to see any other bowling centers closed. There's already been too many bowling centers that I bowled in growing up as a kid that have had to close for one reason or another. And I understand the times have changed. I understand that the demographics, and there's a whole lot of other things for families to do, and kids to do, and the supply chain of kids isn't anywhere near as strong as it was 10, 15, 20 years ago for sure. But as far as how it's affected us here, I mean, it's dark. It's just, this is what it is. There's no sound of crashing pins throughout the day, unless I'm in here throwing a couple shots for the video. Every now and then I have a friend that calls and says, "Hey Brad, is there any chance I can come in and throw some practice shots?" Sure, I don't mind that much. But it has allowed Michelle and I literally have been in here every single day. We've been doing some painting. We've been doing some updated. Michelle has been in here cleaning those back areas down, in the corner cracks that get all the dust and the sludge. The salt stains on the tile floor from the winter months. Some of these tables up underneath here, people that chew gum, they stick it up underneath the tables, that kind of stuff. All those things that you just don't think of. We've been in here literally every single day doing all that kind of stuff. Cleaning the ceiling fans. Oh, well, you should be doing that stuff every week anyways. Well, yeah, that's a lot easier said than done. In our particular situation, my life is Monday through Friday. I take the kids where they need to go, pick them up from school, take them to dance, that sort of thing. And Michelle is here trying to run the business. And then on the weekends when I go out of town, Michelle has to be running the kids where they have to go. And so our presence isn't here probably as much as it should be or as we want it to be. So, you know, it's getting more difficult to find staff to be able to do things the way that we would want them done, especially when we're not here, if we're not right here watching them. That's kind of a long answer to the question, but that's just off the top of my head. We've been doing a lot of cleaning, getting a lot of things set aside. There's stuff all over our concourse.
So I got a question.
Go ahead.
Obviously, with all this stuff going on, we were planning on having pretty big size Bowl U classes, at least I was planning on it. Is that gonna be, I mean, is that still being tossed around, or is that gonna be eventually canceled?
Well,
Because I've had a few people ask me.
yeah, you know, I don't really know what to say on that. I have 100% intentions, full expectations of conducting the Bowl U summer workshop that is usually on Mondays for the elements class and on Thursdays for the ball motion class. I have full expectations that I'm still going to do it. I just can't make any decision until we know what's going to be going on. So it might
What's
be
your
a
gut
last minute
feeling?
decision. My gut feeling is that we will be able to open on limited capacity. We'll have to practice some sort of the social distancing type of rules. You know, and again, I'm not being funny when I say this. We may have little bottles of hand sanitizer all over, and as a group, Clorox wipe your chair down and your table down, and just be doing the right thing so that we can have the class. Keep our distance. As far as the time frame for that, the senior tour is still tentatively scheduled. There's been some alterations for the first couple of weeks of the senior tour. I literally just booked all of my flights the other day. That's the reason that I ended up talking to Tom Clark, because I wanted to hear what the status of the senior tour was, and he said that every place that had a senior tour event that was on the schedule wanted to have the senior tour if we were able to get there. So, and then we talked about the thing with EJ and whatnot. So we went and I booked all of my flights. As of this point, there's still a window of about a month between the middle of June and the middle of July. There's a 1 month window in there that was where all along I've been planning to have the Bowl U classes. So starting on Monday, June 22nd was the start of that window in the senior tour. And then up till I have to leave for the PBA League, which the PBA League is like July, I don't know, 15th or something like in that. So that 1 month window was where I was planning to do the Bowl U classes. If something happens and they postpone the senior tour, then those dates will change for the Bowl U classes. As soon as we are allowed to open on a limited capacity, then yeah, we can start doing classes right as soon as we're allowed to. So I guess just sit tight on that. Does that answer the question thoroughly enough? It's all up in the air, just like everything.
Yeah, Michael just asked, are the sign-ups for the Bowl U classes still available? As Brad just said, it's kind of up in the air because we don't know, he doesn't know when they're going to be going down.
Well, here's the main reason. I don't want to be taking sign-ups and having people say, okay, I'm all signed up for that, and then not hear that we have had to change it or whatnot, and then you stand out on the front steps and nobody's here. I don't want to put anybody in that situation. So we're just going to wait. You obviously, everybody's in the same boat. You're all watching the news on a daily basis or following what's going on your Facebook pages, or you know, whether you're in the camp of being frustrated or enjoying the time away. You know, no matter where you're at, we're still all following. So once things start opening up, I'll have more information on that.
Anybody else got any type of bowling related question or anything like that?
We had a talking about that has just made me think about how in my particular home, I was telling my wife Michelle that, you know, this whole shutdown, it kind of feels like what I grew up like. You know, you wake up during the day, whatever time you woke up, and then you decided what you were going to do for that day, and you came home at a certain time. If you were outside playing catch or doing something outside or playing a game with one of your buddies or something like that. And I actually have felt that it has brought us as a family in my own home a lot closer than we had been in a long time. You know, you're able to do some of the things that you want to do. We've actually sat around our kitchen table 5 or 6 times already, just together as a family. Our daughters, Brielle and Riley, they organized a red carpet gala dinner, and we all had to dress up, and our whole family did it. Dylan, Brielle, Riley, Michelle, and I, and they had a red table runner, you know, that goes on our dining room table. They had that down on the floor, and Brielle filmed it, and we all walked out. I wore a shirt and tie, and Michelle wore a dress, and the girls all got dressed up. It was just a nice thing to do, and we sat around the table and we ate dinner together. I would have never done that, ever done that, if it wasn't for this shutdown. So I guess, you know, from the emotional side of me, you know, there's a part of me that's a little grateful that this has happened and caused me, myself, to stop and slow down. You know, life just goes a mile a minute, and you get racing to the next. And Josh, you see it. I race in for 5 minutes, and I got to race out and get here and get there. How long are you going to be here, Josh? You'll be like, how long are you going to be here? 5 minutes, and I got to go. So it has forced us in our home to stop. And I've seen many posts of other families that are doing the same thing. Last week, I saw the one post from Parker and Leslie Bone. They were all sitting around there, and they were just having dinner together. And, you know, I think those moments are so special. And I know I can only speak for me in my home. We don't do it nearly enough. So I've had some enjoyable moments during the shutdown, and it's filled up that time that my mind is running crazy and concerned about, you know, when is there going to be another tournament to bowl? When is there going to be another customer to come in and you know, provide some revenue for us? When is all this going to happen? I don't know. So I'm just trying to stay positive as I can, and take it literally one day at a time, whatever that means.
Angela said, anything going on for the local bowlers to look forward to? Fun fall league, events other than the sweeper over the summer? Yes, the 10 in the Pit League, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So talk about that a little bit.
That's about 3/4 of the way filled up. 20 team max, $20 a week. There's all sorts of stuff going on in that league, jackpots, that type of thing. End of the year tournament for the league bowlers that's going to be funded by Brad and the shop, doing ball raffles and putting money into the prize fund and all that jazz. So it's really going to be something different, something fun, and there's going to be some money attached to it at the end of the year too. It's not like you're going to get back $80 if you're just bowling like a fun league somewhere, you know what I mean? It's still going to be fun, but there's going to be some money floating around in that.
Yeah, Josh and I had talked about this for a while. You know, what could we do that would try to be different? I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a weekly league where you come in and you bowl, but what could we do that would be kind of neat and different? And his 10 in the Pit league, the 10 in the Pit customers of his pro shop, all of you that are in Pit Nation, you guys have been such a loyal group to him. I've gotten to know many of you just because of my partnership with Josh, and you guys are a really loyal group. So we had an open evening here, and we decided to try to start a league that would be different, and we want it to be revolved around fun. We don't want average limits, no handicap limits, nothing like that. If we end up sensing that people are coming in and sandbagging, well, we'll put an end to that. I mean, the idea is come in, look forward to it, and then, I just had to check my phone because I'm waiting for the unemployment call to come in, so I don't
Me
want to
too.
miss that. So sorry about that. But anyway, and then I talked to Michelle. When Michelle used to live in California, they had a lot of their leagues out there. Throughout the course of the season, they ended up building up money to be able to, go to the casino. They would go to Las Vegas and they would bowl their last week of the season at the casinos in Las Vegas and have a big party, and it was something they all look forward to out there. Another bowling center out there that we bowled the PBA tournament at Fountain Bowl, they end up having they have an end of the year tournament that their league bowlers are entered in. So what we thought we would do with this Wednesday night 10 in the Pit League is I asked Michelle if we could support that end of the year tournament with some money, and so we're going to have a end of the year tournament for just that league for this year, and then we're going to see how well it's received and how it goes, and then possibly next year, the following year, we will.
Well, we'll discuss next year when it gets here.
Well, I'm just saying, try to figure out if we want to open that idea up to all of our leagues.
Yeah.
And now that I've just said that, and those of the other bowling centers nearby that we know end up watching the video, now you can take this and then you can end up using it as your own idea. That would be great. Because that's never happened.
We're going to discuss what that tournament
No,
format
we're not
was.
going to discuss it at all, but we were going to do another tournament on Fridays. It was going to be extremely different, and it was going to be a lot of fun.
different. You never even seen anything like this.
No, I've never heard anything like this. So it was going to be cool. So if and
He
when...
was skeptical, and then as we're going along doing it, he goes, "You know what? I do like this."
Yeah.
At first, he's like, "This ain't gonna work." Damn orb, they flop everywhere.
Well, that's okay. We'll put this back here.
So he goes, "I don't know. You're kind of you're on the outside of the box type of a thing there." I said, "Just shut up and see it through." And he did. And then at the end of it, he goes, "Oh my God, look at all this money that's floating
Yeah, it was
around
pretty
in
cool.
this thing."
It was a pretty cool tournament. So
So that will, as soon as we get let out of our cages, that will be going on too, along with the sweeper that's been going on now for a year.
So we're trying to be innovative. We're trying to do things that are different, on the cutting edge. Josh and I, we sit in the pro shop while he's doing a lot of the plug work, and we just brainstorm and trying to come up with ideas to give you, the customers, something more to look forward to than just your everyday run-in-the-mill league. And if you're the type of person that likes that type of environment,
We have those leagues
then
too.
that's great. That's
Yeah.
no problem. I'm not knocking that. I'm
But
just saying
there's a lot of
trying to
people
have
that
something
don't.
different
Yeah.
that for those of you that feel that, you know what, I mean, I'll be honest with you, we have a league in here. They don't want any music on still. Nothing, no noise. They don't want the TVs on. They want nothing. Just because they like
Peace and quiet.
they just like to be able to communicate with each other. There's a lot of talking going on during the league, so they don't want those distractions. And then one of the leagues that I happen to bowl in on Thursdays, they want the music up. Tuesday night, you can't turn it up loud enough. So we want to provide an environment to be able to meet the needs of you, the customer, and that Wednesday night league is our first attempt at that. So we have 20 teams available.
Yep.
And we have
I believe 15 signed up.
15 teams signed up. If you're interested in that, you need to get Josh a $25 deposit to hold your spot. Obviously, that'll go towards your lineage or whatever the first week of the league. But we're just trying to figure out, okay, the first 20 teams that come to us that want that are the first 20 teams going to be in that first league.
Right. Got another question. Brad, what was your favorite moment out on the tour? You can't pick 5, you gotta pick one,
Yeah.
Brad. You can't play both sides of the fence, you gotta pick one.
Well, that's what I was going to say. How can I pick
See,
this one?
I knew exactly where he was gonna go with it.
No, because you know what'll happen? I'll say one off the top of my head, and then the video will be over, and I'll be in my car driving home later, and
Well,
I'll
that's
be like,
fine.
well, why didn't I say that? Oh, I don't want to offend somebody. Well, this one meant more to
Okay,
me.
your top 2. You get 2. I'll give you a break. Oh, come on. Your memory can't be that bad.
Well, probably, I mean, obviously the one that means the most is my first PBA title.
Viper Challenge.
Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska. You know, as a kid, you end up
He beat the GOAT on that show.
practicing. You end up practicing, and the practice sessions dragging on. You just want it to be over, and you challenge yourself. Okay, but I'm not leaving until I get, 5 in a row, or I'm not leaving until I accomplish this, or I'm not leaving until I make 10 pins in a row, or whatever it is, and you get there, and you're just mentally shot, and you end up fighting through it. And the things that make you be able to fight through it are those dreams, saying, come on, do you want to win a PBA title or not? Do you want to win or not? And it happened. It happened that day. And I was at a point where I was kind of thinking it probably wasn't ever going to happen. I wasn't ever going to win a title. I didn't know if it was ever going to work out or anything like that. And fortunately it did. So
He beat the GOAT on that show, too.
I was fortunate enough to beat Wes Malott, Walter Ray Williams, and then in the title match, Chris Loschetter, who all three I consider good friends of mine. And, what an honor to be able to beat Walter Ray as one of the people. And now I get to bowl on the same team with him. So
All right, second one.
I don't know, because if I pick the second one, then I'll think that they should have picked the other one. I'm only kidding. Probably the second one was my second PBA title.
Really?
Yeah, why? Is there another one that you think?
No, I don't know, if I were you, I'd be more proud of leading the points.
Well, I thought you meant, well, yeah,
Favorite
I would say
moments.
that. Yeah.
Those are moments.
One of my most favorite moments certainly was not even a win, was when I lost to my good friend Tom Baker on the TV show. That piece of crap took my world championship right away from me. No, Bakes and I have been good friends for a long, long time. We roomed on tour for my first, I think, 8 years or so, 10 years on tour, give or take. And he beat me on that show, went on to win the World Championship, won a 5-year exemption on the PBA Tour. That's one of the most memorable moments that I've had, certainly. Yes, certainly winning Rookie of the Year, leading the points the following year. All of that has only been made possible by Bowl U, believe it or not. I signed my first contract with Brunswick in 2002, and I signed that contract for free because I wanted access to Rick Benoit. Rick Benoit was the Brunswick staff.
Now, this is pillow talk right here. You're getting a treat.
Yeah, Rick was the Brunswick rep out on tour, and I had gotten to know Rick from bowling the International Eliminator and the High Rollers back in the day. Brunswick was affiliated with those off and on, and so I'd gotten to know Rick, and there was something different about him and the way that he spoke. And when I joined the tour, I ended up signing with Brunswick, and I didn't want any money. I didn't get any money that first year. I signed that because I wanted Rick to be obligated to work with me. Even though Rick's a great enough guy, he feels obligated to help anybody who asks. But I just wanted to have that be a part of my first year on tour. And then I won Rookie of the Year, and then the following year through the help of Rick, I was fortunate enough to lead the points on the PBA Tour without winning a PBA title. And that was even before I knew what Bowl U was. It was even before Bowl U. It was still all the teachings that led to Bowl U. But Bowl U was founded in 2006. I led the tour in points in 2004. And in 2008, I won my first title. So it took me a long time to do that.
You know how hard it is to lead the tour in points without a win?
Yeah.
It's not easy.
We had the exempt tour back then. We had to qualify. I think there was 64 of us, and we had to bowl the first day of qualifying, and then they cut to the top 32. So you had to be in the top half to be able to make match play. And then where I really excelled from the first year to the second year, the first year on tour, I made 11 of those cuts in those formats. I think of the 14 tournaments, I made 11 of those match plays. And in those best of 7 matches,
which are no longer.
Yeah, they don't have those anymore. That's why EJ and I are going to do that next week. In those best of 7 matches, I got swept 4-0 in 8 of those 11 that I made. And I was so frustrated. I didn't even win a game. And little did I know the reasons why. And it had really little to do with how I threw the ball. It had everything to do with the strategy that I was using in those matches. And so that whole summer was the first time in my life that anybody had taught me from a strategic point of view. And so I came home that summer and practiced all summer long on the strategy that Rick said that I need to get better at this strategically and seeing this ball motion. And then I went back out on tour, and I think I made 11 or 12 of those same cuts the following year. I ended up making 5 TV shows, and I lost in the round of 8, I think twice. So 7 of those times, I ended up making it right to the round of the TV show, whereas the year before, I got swept 8 times. Now think about that. I didn't even win a game in 8 times of those things. And so I had a lot of growing to do. And it was only through the strategic understanding that Bowl U teaches, but it wasn't called Bowl U back then. And a lot has happened since then. A lot has happened. So Rick, thank you. Who knows if I would have ever won a title had it not been for Rick and Bowl U. What else we got? Anything?
All right, last call, guys. Anybody got any last second questions? Give it 20 seconds.
Make sure that Terry, make sure you get in touch with Josh so you can figure out and get that ball.
Yep.
Please like and share this video. Please watch. We're trying to do a cool thing. If you want to make a donation,
recap the EJ thing last time.
Let me know. Let Josh know. We'll give you the place to be able to make that donation, and we'll have that information on Monday when we go live. And then we'll even have the charity that we're going to raise money for that deal.
Somebody just mentioned your eagle too. Maybe you want to talk about that for about 5 minutes.
My eagle. Probably, yeah, but
that's not a tour moment, but it's
yeah,
still
that wasn't
a moment.
A tour moment. I can tell you that I have 2 really, really proud moments, and winning that eagle was one of them. Not as a competitor, but as a coach. I've coached a handful of the guys from around here in the Western New York area for a number of years. And I had always told them that when they got older, that I wanted to have them and we're all going to bowl nationals together. And through the years, Andrew Herbert, Chad Mee, Kevin Bianco, Tom Sorcy, small group of other guys from Long Island. I used to run a camp down in Long Island. Jacob Klein, Brian Dragata, John Zerbinski. I used to teach John Zerbinski when he was a junior and a senior in high school. So that whole group of guys, we had decided that we were going to go bowl nationals. And we came here and we practiced prior to going out to nationals. We didn't know the nationals pattern, so we practiced strategy. All of the things that I learned that I just shared with you in that summer of 2003 that I used on tour. So we practiced all of that strategy, and we did a great job of learning what to do. And then I'd put out another pattern, and then we would use the same strategy. And then I'd put out another pattern, we used the same strategy. And then we'd get out to nationals, and we said, all right, we're going to do the same thing. And things just worked out great. And then in Syracuse, when they asked me who I wanted to come out to accept my Eagle presentation, is your wife here? Are your children here? And I said, yeah, they're here, but I want my teammates to come out with me. And the guy that did that said, we've never had anybody that's won all events request to bring the other team members out. And I said, if it wasn't for them, I would have never had a chance to win. So it was because of what we did with the lanes, because of how we communicated throughout one shot all the way through the 9 full games. I remember bringing the whole group of guys together. We all had singles left to go. And I told every single one of them, I said, all right, listen, here's the deal. Every one of us have good all events going. Every one of us still have 36 frames to go. So we're all going to keep plugging. We're not going to count the pins until it's all said and done. And I didn't even know that I had taken the lead until after I was done. I told them, I don't want to know. I don't know how close I am.
You knew when they all came up on the approach.
Only at the finish.
Yeah.
Only at the finish, because I told them, I don't know what I need. I don't care. I got a job to do and everybody else does. We're going to do our work, and then we'll figure it out when it all smoke clears. So, and I was fortunate enough to end up taking the lead at that time by like 40 or 50 pins. And truly, I didn't know. I had no idea what that was. And that was a real proud moment to be able to experience that with those guys that I had taught and worked with for so long, that it all came full circle, that we had a chance to do that together. And what an honor. It was an honor to live that. And then the second time in my career, my second title, we had just bought this bowling center, and it was August of 2012, August 2012. And we had just bought the bowling center, and I went out on tour, and Michelle was trying to run the bowling center and learn everything that she had to learn, crash course. And I ended up winning. I was fortunate enough to bowl Mika Kovaniemi in the final, and he gave me a chance in the 10th frame, and I needed a double in the 10th, and I got up and threw 2 great shots. And that day, that was November 10th of 2012, and that happened to be my brother's birthday. But they had taped that TV show, and as it unfolded, when they finally shared the dates that it was going to be shown for the PBA telecast, that it was supposed to be shown December 23rd, which is my birthday. And we had just bought the center, as I said, so we decided here in our bar area that we would have a victory party, a Christmas party, and a birthday party. And my dad and mom, but especially my dad, he shuffled in about an hour and a half before the TV show was supposed to start. And he sat right over on the other side of the bar, right up in front of that big TV. That was going to be his spot. And we celebrated and we watched that show, and I remember I shared with some people what was going on in my mind as it was happening, as we were watching it, so that was kind of neat. And then after it was all over, right over here on the concourse behind 23 and 24, my dad shuffled up to me and he said, hey, could I talk to you? And I said, yeah. He goes, I want you to know that my life is now complete. My dad said that to me. And it was pretty heavy. It was pretty heavy. And that was December 23rd, 2012. And then he got sick the following March of 2013, and he passed away on April 4th, 2013. So I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So that question, yeah, those are two moments that have meant so much to me. And I think the similar thing, if I can share this, the similar thing about those two moments is the thing for me that meant so much is it wasn't the win. It was the experience after the win that I got to experience it with the people that I cared about. Sorry about the tears, but there's not a lot of people that see this side of me in the
Your mom's
in the
crying,
bowling
too.
world, in the public. There's not a lot of people.
Your
But
mom's
certainly if
watching.
you come here on Mondays or Thursdays for the Bowl U workshop.
you'll see it.
Oh, you see it all the time. I'm an emotional wreck half the time. Actually, more than half the time. But, whatever. Yeah, those are two moments that probably in my career have meant the most. Who's busting my balls?
Your mom.
Mom, stop busting my balls,
She's
will you?
bad. She said she's crying too.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the crying one, the emoji there. That one's the laughing crying.
It's the laughing crying. I think she hit the wrong one.
Well, she's playing around. She's probably got tears in her eyes and can't see what she's hitting. She's stuck at home. I stopped down there to bring her some groceries last week. I leave the car running. She has a towel laying on her island. We put the groceries on the towel. I pass them over to her. She wipes them off. And then as soon as we get all the groceries all wiped off, I throw the towel in the washer, and then I wipe off the door handle and I say goodbye to her from out in the garage. And it sucks. She hasn't been able to leave the house for now coming up on almost a month. I've taken her to the doctor a couple of times, but other than that, that's it. So, and now that my dad isn't there to be able to give her somebody to yell at, it isn't the easiest thing for her anymore. So, anyways, yeah, those two moments I would say are probably the two most special moments emotionally that I've ever had in my life.
All right. So Dale asked, "How do I go about getting a ball drilled by you, Brad?"
Who is it, Dale? Who?
Humphreys.
Well, it's pretty simple. You just get in touch with Josh, and
All the stuff's up on the Facebook page.
yeah, when we're able to open and able to be officially in here and conduct business, I mean, we have all of our cash registers shut down, so we don't even have the capacity to ring anybody up for anything. But as soon as that happens, then yeah, get in touch with Josh through the website or call the shop. What's the shop number?
425-4577.
425-4577.
Area code 716, just in case
So-
you're out of town.
So yeah, you can come up. I'm here, and usually what I like to do for first-time people is you bring the bowling balls that you already use and that you already like. We flip on a lane. I watch you throw a few shots. We talk about your arsenal and what might be a good addition to what you already use. There's a lot of times that, wow, who drilled this? Or holy cow, these grips, when did you replace these? Oh, I replaced those in 1977 when I drilled that ball. So we need to get those grips replaced. We need to
Crusty and hard,
maybe
shrunk.
check your fit as we age. Our flexibility goes down, our hand evolves. So maybe we remeasure your hand, and then we just go from there. So it's really a whole overhaul checkup type of thing that we like to do for everybody. So yes, I'd be happy and honored to be able to do that if and when we're able to open.
Well, we're over an hour, so I think we're gonna wrap it up. If you wanna just recap the EJ Brad match, and then we'll call it a day.
You know, here's the thing. Every single week, I tell these guys, yeah, let's just do a quick one.
You
this
said
week,
it
don't
at 13 minutes today. Oh, you guys ready to end it? Yeah,
That's what I
right.
mean. That's
Ask
what I'm
them one
saying.
question. It's a...
If you guys don't like the stories, then stop asking the
No,
questions.
they do like it. They do like it.
You know, I don't know. I have a lot to say. I can't just have a yes/no question because I want to be thorough and authentic and fully transparent. I want you to know what I'm all about, and I'm okay. I'm okay sharing. You ask me a question, I'll tell you the answer as the way I see it. I really will. I don't think I hold anything back. All right, so EJ and I got in touch with EJ Tackett. We are going to have weekly matches. There will be different formats for these matches. The first format will be the traditional best of 7 game match. We will be raising money for charity. So we'll be taking donations through the live cast, and then we'll keep a running total as best we can, and then as that comes in, we'll make sure that that gets allocated to that particular charity. EJ will be going live from Bluffton, Indiana in his bowling center. Obviously we'll be live here, and we're going to do it through, at least we're hoping, fingers crossed, the 10 in the Pit page that you're watching this on right now. We have to purchase a particular technology to be able to do it so that you that are watching, you don't have the normal delay that we have here, but we are all here having the conversation. We got to be able to get EJ in from Bluffton so that all of us are all in real time. So we're going to buy that technology, make that happen.
There's always that guy.
Why? What did he say?
Bell, what about the water bottle incident with Bell?
You know what?
It would be Dell.
And
too.
listen, I
He
don't
has
know.
to stir the pot.
I don't know if he will. I'd like to think that he
You
would.
notice I don't have water bottles on the shows anymore? They got tin cans. I just drop it. You kidding me? Ta-ting, ta-ting, ta-ting. When
So-
the place is quiet, it's even more dangerous.
Maybe I'll get in touch with Jason and see if Jason would like to
Come on, Jace.
to do a match one of the weeks with EJ and I. Maybe that would be fun for people to watch. And then you can ask him, and then I will bring.
It was almost like a dad telling his son, like, come on. Come on.
I'll borrow my buddy's drum set when EJ is going, and I'll be crashing the cymbals, and maybe we can have a lot of fun with it. Even though it won't be as loud through the live feed, maybe we can have some fun with it. But Jason and I, we've certainly buried the hatchet a long time ago, so that's over and done with. I just saw a post just the other day. Somebody had brought that back up again, and it's kind of funny when you watch it. Whatever. I will say, and I mean this sincerely, what Jason has done for the sport of bowling over the last 5, 6, 8 years is really remarkable. How dominant he has been, the neat videos that he has came up with creatively, to do some of those neat things. Storm just put up a really neat video. Go to the Storm website. Their staff, they ended up doing a bunch of trick shots there in their. Did you see that?
I see one trick shot, I've seen them all.
Okay, well these are pretty cool trick shots. They got a guy throwing a ball off of the roof of the Storm headquarters, getting a strike. Them
That's
throwing,
when you know people are bored.
throwing
Like,
balls,
come
throwing
on.
balls over the warehouse where all the balls are stored, throwing them up and over and striking in the other lane. Just a cool little video that Storm did. Thought it was pretty neat. So anyway, EJ and I are going live Monday at noon, maybe 12:03 or 12:05, but
12:30.
or 12:30 by the time Josh gets out of bed and gets here.
Oh, yeah, right. Who was the last one here today?
Me. So, noon, Monday, April 20th, EJ versus Brad Angelo, raising money for charity and hopefully having some fun. So hopefully we'll have literally thousands of people that join in. I know I'm not one of the main marquee guys. Maybe at one point in time I was. Some people don't think I was. That's okay. But I still like to think that I do have a draw. I don't know. You know, the point is that...
Obviously, you got a draw, man. They watch you every week.
Well, yeah, but, you know, I just...
You're still out there winning
I
tournaments.
got to be honest. Initially, I didn't really want to do...
And you're doing it completely different than any of them are doing it.
I didn't really want to do
Until they all
these
start
sorts
doing
of
it.
things. I kind of resisted doing this. Josh had said, hey, I want to do a Wednesday video with you and I, and we'll throw balls down the lane. You can talk about them. This was more his idea than it was mine. And you guys have made me feel awesome, you know, and so I appreciate the comments and the positive messages
Listen,
that you all sent.
There's
What?
things that nobody can ever take away from you. You're a multiple-time PBA champion, and you won that other one out in Saudi, which
Kuwait.
could have
Won
been
Kuwait.
whatever. That could have been another title, and you won an Eagle, the main Eagle, just recently, and you're still winning tournaments. So
No,
I
thank
don't
you.
want to hear that garble.
All right.
Best
So,
teacher too
Angelo,
on the West Coast,
EJ,
East Coast.
match Monday, noon. Please join us. Please share. Josh is going to put a post up on the 10 in the Pit page promoting the event. Please, let's get the word out. I'd love to have, and I don't even know how to put a number on it. I'd love to have a couple hundred people watching
Oh, there will
live
be.
while it's happening.
There will be.
We're going to try to do it. I hope it comes across good. If it ends up being a little cheesy, too bad. We'll get better,
It ain't
and we'll
gonna
go
be
from there.
cheesy. It ain't gonna be
Okay?
cheesy.
All right. Thank you. Have a great week. Be safe.
Peace
See you
out.
Monday.